and its body glowed yellow as it sent out green tendrils. The newspaper said. Slowly the figure changed into a giant mushroom and eventually disappeared. Now, you may be sitting there laughing, folks, but hundreds of people witnessed this happen in the sky. Holographic projection? Possibly. Secret technology? Possibly. Extraterrestrial visitation? That also is a possibility. Although, if my television set was broken, I would not travel 400 light years away to find the answer, or even 2 light years away to find the answer. I believe the answer to all of this is right here on this earth. I think a lot of us are being used, abused, a lot of disinformation, lies, and other assorted stuff being thrown at us to convince us that there's an extraterrestrial threat. Here's from the Daily Pilot, 5/24, looks like 1986. Pilot pursued pulsating lights, Brasilia, Brazil. An Air Force pilot confirmed Friday he had chased UFOs he described as pulsating colored balls of light over the skies of southeastern Brazil early this week and said they couldn't be anything now existing. Lieutenant Kleber Caldas Marino, 25, said he pursued but could not catch the flying objects, first sighted in the southeastern city of São José dos Campos on Monday night. It was a pulsating light, red and white, mostly white, Marino said at a press conference at Air Force headquarters in the capital. It was not a star. It couldn't have been another plane. It couldn't be anything now existing, he said. The pilot said his United States-made F-5E fighter approached to within 12 miles of one of the objects, but had to turn back because he was running low on fuel. Captain Marcio Jordal, 29, another F-5E pilot, said he saw a red light that didn't vary but evidently was moving. I got to within 25 miles, but I couldn't go any faster. Visibility was great. There were no clouds or other aircraft traffic. The objects were picked up on radar screens in 3 states in southeastern Brazil, the Air Force said. Here's the Daily Pilot, page A4, May the 23rd, 1986. X-shaped UFO seen by several above Bay Area. San Francisco, more than a dozen people said they saw a mysterious UFO racing across the pre-dawn sky north of San Francisco on Thursday, and on and on and on and on and on. Here is Brazilian jets chase multicolored UFOs. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, multicolored UFOs the size of ping pong balls, and on and on and on and on. 8/14/86, the Orange County Register, man-made object probably caused mysterious light. The mysterious light seen in the sky in the eastern third of North America coincided with a meteor shower, but some astronomers say it probably was made by a man-made object such as a satellite. The light, described as a pinpoint, a spiral, or a glowing cloud, was seen from Louisiana to Canada about 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Tuesday. A Canadian scientist said the light was sparked by debris from an unidentified satellite. Paul Oles, the director of the Buell Science Center in Pittsburgh, agreed that the lights probably were caused by a man-made object. He speculated the lights came from a release of gas from a satellite orbiting the planet. But Ronald Stoner, physics and astronomy professor at Ohio's Bowling Green State University, said he suspected the display was caused by the meteor shower. Workers at space facilities all confirmed that no satellites were launched Tuesday. And we could go on and on and on and on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, but we're not going to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I went to the desert, have been going for many, many years, out to the area known as Area 51, Groom Dry Lake. For a lot of years that I went, I could climb to the top of the Groom Mountain and look down, or any of the mountains around the area, and look down and watch these craft fly up the valley to the north from the test site. The United States Air Force, apparently realizing that many of us were doing this, made an illegal land grab. They literally stole the land and put it behind signs that said military installation, keep off. And it cited the National Security Act of 1954 as authority to do this. Well, that was taken to court, by many people who owned part of that land, had mining claims, and most of it was public land belonging to the Bureau of Land Management. The true reason for confiscating the land never came out in court, and all of that documentation was classified and only viewed by the judge in chambers. So the public still doesn't know why they did that. Ostensibly, it's to protect secret projects from the scrutiny of foreign nations. And those of us who've really studied this veil of secrecy know that it's really to keep it secret from the American people. Because our greatest enemies have the capability to look down on it and record everything that happens there by satellite, and have had that capability for many, many years. Nothing happens there that is secret from any other government that has the capability to put a satellite in orbit and look down upon the earth. So, the ruse that it was to hide it from the Soviet Union is a lie. The truth is that they're hiding it from the United States citizens, whatever it is that goes on there. Now, I've gone out there many times, and you can go too, but I advise you to be very careful. Don't go any place except where I tell you on this program right now, and you'll be safe and you won't get in any trouble. Take Highway 93 north from Las Vegas. You'll notice that for long stretches of highway and for long periods of time, you will be the only car out there. You won't see anybody else. For many years, this was one of the most desolate spots on this North American continent, and that's why they put these test sites out there, because nobody ever went there. Just after going through a little town called Alamo, you will reach an intersection of Highway 375 and 93. Turn left on Highway 375, and within just a couple of blocks, a quarter of a mile probably, you will reach another Y in the road. Take the left fork and continue on Highway 375 up over the top of a mountain, and when you get to the top, you will notice that there's a sign there that says Hancock Summit. Go down the other side, ladies and gentlemen, and you will be looking down on the Tickaboo Valley. The Tickaboo Valley. You will notice that this valley is absolutely desolate. Nothing there except a small ranch right about in the middle of this valley. And as you travel across the valley on Highway 375, look to the left. Keep looking to the left. Right beside the road, you'll see a mailbox, a black mailbox. Now, if you continue on Highway 375, you'll go over the top of another little mountain called Coyote Summit. And as you go down the other side, you'll see that there is a mobile home town just right there in the middle of nowhere. And most of these people who live in that little town, called Rachel, work at or for the test site. Some of them are prospectors. Some of them run little businesses there. And on the other side of the town, you will see a place called the Little Ailey Inn. You can get a room there. I suggest you call in advance, Rachel, Nevada, Little Ailey Inn. The area code is 702. Call the information operator. They'll give you the number. Talk to Pat or Joe. Tell them I send them my love, and ask for a reservation for a room before you go for the nights that you're going to be going. Now, I recommend, folks, that if you want to see this technology fly, that you take at least a week. 3 days at the least. Because you don't know when they're going to fly these things, and nobody does either. And don't listen to these rumors that they always fly on Wednesday night or Friday night or at 4:15 in the morning. You can always see it, because that is a crock. It's not true. You'll be lucky if you see it, but the longer you stay, the more apt you are to see this technology actually flying in the air. You're going to have to sleep during the daytime and go back to the mailbox at night. Park at the mailbox alongside Highway 375. Don't touch the mailbox. Don't poke holes in it. Don't try to open it. It belongs to Steve Medlin, who owns the ranch in the middle of the valley. You wouldn't like someone tampering with your mail or your private property, And I can tell you for a fact that Steve isn't going to like it either. Don't bother Steve at the ranch, and don't go anyplace else except that mailbox. Now, you should have a map of the Nevada area which shows the location of Groom Dry Lake. Standing at that mailbox, get out your map, look for the direction from that mailbox where you can find Groom Dry Lake, and just look in that direction with, you'll need a set of good high-power binoculars, and if you're going to take photographs, you'll need good quality telephoto lenses. Now, folks, if you got the time, you go sleep all day, you go spend all night at that spot. Don't go to sleep, because the minute you go to sleep, they're going to fly that craft. Believe me. It's happened to me many times. If you go in the wintertime, it's extremely cold. At night on the desert, well below freezing. Make sure that you take plenty of warm clothing. Now, if you don't go anywhere else but the places that I've just told you, you will not be in any danger, you will not have any problems, you will not be hassled by any law enforcement people or the goon security from Wackenhut who patrol that BLM land there where they have no authority. But if you go off the main road and you go toward the test site, even though you're on public land, these people have been known to be very intimidating. They like to wave guns around, and sometimes they have confiscated people's cameras and threaten them with arrest and all kinds of things. One thing you must understand, they have no authority outside the boundary of the test site. And if you know this, and you stack up for your rights, the only thing that will happen is they will call the local sheriff, who will come out from Alamo, and he will ask you politely not to antagonize the security force and stay out of that area. And if you're listening to me, you won't go in there anyway. Okay? When we go wherever we want to go, as long as we stay out of the bounds of the test site, because we know how to deal with these people. We know our rights. We carry a copy of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights with us. We make extensive preparations before we go, telling people what our itinerary is. We send sealed letters of our itinerary and our intent to the Lincoln County Sheriff and to all of the news media in the state of Nevada and in our home state. We protect ourselves. Now, I don't know if you know how to do all of that. If you do, then we strongly suggest that you use these techniques. If you don't, then as long as you do exactly what I've told you to do and nothing else, you will not get in any trouble. Now, watching these disc-shaped craft fly in the sky is an incredible experience. Now, if you can't take the trip, ladies and gentlemen, we have a video which is, I believe, about an hour and 41 minutes long, which shows you the entire area. We have filmed on videotape these craft flying in the air at night, sometimes with helicopters flying around them, and they make the helicopters look like ants next to a cow. They're huge. We also have on this videotape the only video that I know of in existence of a huge cigar-shaped craft hovering in daylight over the test site, and it moves into a cloud bank and disappears. It's incredible video footage that we got. We also have footage of the black helicopters and of the little alien, and even some of the aircraft flying in their maneuvers, which are incredible. We've been literally knocked to the ground by jet fighters flying just a few feet above the ground, who flew right over us on one occasion. So, if you want to go and have fun. If you can't go and you want to order our video documentary, order Project Red Light 2. If you're a CAGI member, it's $35 post-paid. If you're not a CAGI member, it's $75 post-paid. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's program. Please wake up. Please don't ignore this UFO business or this abductee business, and we may talk about abductees on other nights. It's serious, and it's causing us to think in a way that could be dangerous to our individual freedoms. Good night, and God bless you all.